Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. It's Thursday, the last day of the month of November, and things are quiet in the eastern part of the United States, at least for now. We have temperatures that are bouncing higher today into the upper 40s and low 50s across eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England. You'll notice the watches and warnings map is quiet in the eastern part of the United States. But it is busier in the west, where we've got winter storm warnings in parts of northwestern New Mexico. And also, as new energy moves into the Pacific Northwest, winter storm warnings up and down the Cascades and into the northern Rockies. There's also a few winter weather advisories in southeastern Ohio. I'm sorry, southeastern Iowa. Close. Southeastern Iowa. But no big problems in the east this weekend from snow. The issue is going to be some on and off rain that we're going to be dealing with. But you can see on the satellite, it's nice and quiet and clear from Maine down into the Carolinas. Moisture from the Gulf of Mexico starting to move eastward into the southeast and especially into the southern plains and Mississippi Valley, where we've got a busy radar today. You can see it here. Rain falling in areas that really need it, which is great news. And we also have that extending back through Oklahoma and northwest Texas, Pacific Northwest, seeing energy coming in from offshore, and that's bringing rain to coastal areas and snow to the mountains as it moves inland. The rest of the radars are nice and quiet. As far as precipitation is concerned, now we actually have three weather systems that we're going to be dealing with, and there's going to be a fourth one that will come for the middle part of next week, which we'll talk about in a second. But rainfall amounts of a half to 3/4 of an inch. When you add it all together, but spread out over 3 days, don't see it being a big problem. And I think much of the time this weekend, the day side part of this weekend for eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England is going to be on the quiet side. Most of the rain is going to be falling at night. We also have half to 3/4 inch precip amounts back across the lower Great Lakes, parts of the Ohio Valley into the middle Mississippi Valley. Big rains in southern Louisiana, yippee, because of the drought. Several to many inches possible over the next five. This is for the next 5 days, and also over to the Florida Panhandle. And you could see very busy in the Pacific Northwest, where snow is an issue. Probabilities here of at least 2 inches. Fairly extensive in the western part of the United States. And when we actually look at snowfall amounts that are being forecasted, the yellows, that's 30 inches plus up and down the Cascades. And a number of areas in the northern Rockies expected to see 1 foot plus snows. Into the western part of Colorado, 6 to 12. Parts of New Mexico, a little bit less. Parts of our northeastern and southeastern Arizona, also a little bit less. So we're going to take a look at where we're going as far as the upper air pattern is concerned. The cold air has moved out. We've got a bit of a ridge position here in the eastern part of the United States. There's a trough moving through the Rockies. That's going to translate eastward as we go through the weekend. Uh, there's some energy that is going to be rolling through for tomorrow night, which is not going to produce very much. It's coming into a ridge position, so it's not expected to do a whole lot. This trough's got a bit more with it. This will bring a chance that we could see some rain dragged up the coast Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then maybe more rain Sunday night into Monday morning. The fourth system I mentioned is what you see up here in the northern plains. And all the models seem to have this. That actually dives southeastward and is probably going to make a coastal storm off the Carolinas before it's all said and done. I think much of the energy here passes by to our south, so I don't think we're going to see too much out of this, but still want to keep the door open slightly in case models adjust in the coming days. I don't expect them to, but other than that, I think we're okay. So here we go. The rest of today, obviously, fine. We'll have a dry morning on Friday, but then as we move through the afternoon, and I'll show you the depiction of the radar. This is at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Rain over Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Some heavier rains up into western New York. That comes into through Friday evening. Then that goes out. On Saturday, we've got energy and rain up the coast there, and you see it skimming into New Jersey and Long Island and southern New England Saturday night into Sunday morning. Then that goes out, and then Sunday night into Monday morning, we've got a cold front coming through, and with that, we'll throw in a few showers. Monday, kind of an changeable sky kind of day with a northwest wind as it turns colder. And then we've got this diver here that moves southeastward for Tuesday into Wednesday. The GFS tends to be a bit overdeveloped with this, I think, and too far to the north, but it does show some the blue stuff, that's snow in southern Pennsylvania and in parts of the Central Appalachians. Again, I tend to think that this is probably going to wind up being flatter and further south, and that'll leave much of eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England just dry and cold. Maybe a little bit of rain for southern New Jersey come Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and then that pulls away, and the rest of next week looks to be on the quiet side. So we will, of course, be keeping an eye on things. We're at a stage here where something is a little less than a week away, so there's certainly room for models to move around, but I'm kind of thinking that we're going to be all right here, other than the fact that we've got some on and off rain or showers to deal with starting from later Friday and lasting into Sunday night, Monday morning. Again, I think the day side periods will probably not see much of anything in the way of rain, although I doubt that they're going to be picture perfect. And Saturday looks like it's going to be the warmest day with temperatures possibly reaching upper 50s and low 60s for many areas. So we will see you tomorrow. We'll update everything, and the Joe and Joe Weather Show will be back hopefully Sunday night at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time.